For 100 years after Kaifeng was recaptured from the Khitan, it grew and flourished. Scholars and artists made our great city the cultural center of the world. But our leaders took one step too many. Emperor Huizong, his mind on excelling at the three perfections, calligraphy, poetry, and painting, did not pay attention to his empire. His devotion to a pleasure park of man-made mountains and exotic beasts distracted him from leading our people. And so disaster has struck. At first, combining our forces with the Jurchens, the new threat from Manchuria, to defeat the hated Khitans seemed like such a good idea. But our military has grown soft. The Khitans repulsed our attack, and the Jurchens had to conquer the Liao Empire on their own. And then, the Jurchens turned against us. All of northern China has been overrun. The imperial family has been taken prisoner and marched north into the Jurchen lands. China has new, tougher leaders now. The Jin Dynasty has been born. The Jurchen need a capital to rule over their new domains. They have picked a spot in the north, just west of the Bohai Sea, along the Yangding River. We will call it Zhongdu. Our geomancers are confident that this capital can be the imperial seat of China for at least the next 1,000 years. Just make sure Zhongdu is a strong fortress, for even the wisest sage could not say what invaders we might have to fight off in the future.
Indeed, no sage could predict that. So hey guys, welcome back to Empire, and it looks as if the Song Dynasty's been conquered by the new Jin Dynasty. And we've got some fairly large goals. We've got to build a large palace monument, which is easy enough. A population of 3,004 trading partners and 50 people in an impressive compound or better. Now, these goals don't really do justice to the fact that when you come back to Zhongdu, you've got a lot of hefty goals. So you really want to build this city so when you come back, you're not messing around wasting time. So let's head to the city and pause. And we have got a very, very large area, and most of the city is going to have to be in the south near these rocks, because most of this flat land out here is a good place for farming. I can tell you that for a start. I mean, there's a bit of a housey block that could go up here, but that's too far from anything, so there's no point. So I'm going to put down most of the housing in this southern bit. There is a lot of housing that's needed in this. The entry point's down here and the exit points are way up here somewhere, I don't know. And there are water trade routes that go along this bit, so obviously you don't really want to do anything too bad. The goals are kind of easy to reach really, but there's a lot of space to reach them. So we're going to try and build out a huge city and obviously make it ready to grow for when we come back. We have water trade routes with Lunan and Guangzhou obviously. We've already got 3 trading partners. Chengdu, Jiangling and Pingyao are already trading with us. And if you send a diplomatic request to Kaifeng, they will trade with you and that'll meet your 4 trading partners goal. But we're going to trade with all the cities because no one here is an enemy to us. I suppose the xia-xia Empire is a bit of an enemy, but it's not such a big enemy that it matters. We've got 25,000 strings of cash, we've got 4 food types, soybean, cabbage and millet and wheat, so we don't have rice. And we can grow silk. Again, we're going to have to import lacquer. And you'll notice that our trading quotas are pretty bad. I mean, they're all 12s. Most of the cities that are trading with us. The only city with good trading quotas are Lunan, Guangzhou and the xia-xia. So we've got to get them open up fairly early. And we're going to give Lunan carved jade rather than lacquerware since we've got to import it. We also have to import steel for weapons. Now I'm going to try and build up all 12 forts in this mission so when we come back we don't have to worry about the huge invasion that comes around at that time. So in terms of housing blocks, I'll probably do 2 common blocks this way-ish because there's plenty of space for it, and then all the silk and lacquer will be down here with the elite housing, I don't know, and then all the main farms will just go up here in this space because there's plenty of space for it. So I'll go and plan out the first housing block and see how it turns out. So here's my first housing block just here, and I've got everything planned out. This road that's going way up here is basically where I'm going to stuff all the farms that I can. Literally all of this open plain where there's no rocks is where I'm going to put all the farms because there's plenty of space for them all. So let's unpause the game. I also want to send out all the diplomatic requests straight away simply to get trading posts open. I'm not sure if I'll be able to fit a second common block into this space. If not, I'll just put it up this bit here instead. It's no biggie. I will have to put the elite housing block maybe here or here, I'm not sure. Let's just get rid of this pointless loop because it's annoying. So we have to leave that bridge in place, otherwise the city will be destroyed, which is not too good. Let's go ahead and just put down more housing. We want as much housing as possible early on. Let's see. There we go. So we get the housing involved early, that'll be good. Well, placed early. I just noticed that we had the same starting funds as we had in Kaifeng, which is good, so I don't think we should have any of the troubles that we did in Kaifeng. I also did mention that I didn't mention the gods, so we've got Nuwa, Hongdi, we've got a mixture of all the gods. We only have Confucius from the Confucianism, but it doesn't matter. The gods we do have is enough. So we've got plenty of people coming in. Let's go ahead and put down some farms. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Let's grow wheat. And cabbage for now. And we'll import things like salt and spices if we have to. This space up this side is a good place for more farms. I'm also going to go ahead and put down a paper maker just here. We're also going to put down a hemp farm. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like so. Let's just destroy some of these trees. There is a logging shed here, but we're not really going to need to cut down too many trees. And if we cut down some of these trees, it's okay, because there's plenty of trees elsewhere that we need. It's only for the monument, as far as I remember. There we go. Now I need to make sure that this guy can reach all the way down here, because if he doesn't, then we're screwed. Let's put down a hemp. We'll set out to accept hemp. This guy should reach all the way down here, which shouldn't be a trouble for us. Yeah, he does. So if I put another housing block in there, he'll reach that one too, so it's okay. Let's see. So we've got people coming in. Better put down some forts somewhere. Let's put down a fort just there and start making some military. We're gonna have to put down the palace as well at some point, but I don't know where I'll put that. I'll just kind of dump that somewhere, I suppose. So we've got the housing starting to evolve, which is good. Most of my trading is going to happen down here, simply because this is the only place to put down the trading keys, and there's not very much space as it is on this map. So let's just put down this and just loop it around like that. Oops. And if we just put down 2 weaponsmiths, not in those places, like so. And then if we set this to accept weapons, because I'm pretty sure there's a request of weapons, we're going to put down the trading post for Ping Yao, and we are going to import steel, like so. Just delete some of that, there we go. And that'll get that all running, which is what we want, of course. I'll just kind of roadblock that there in case we need to put down a third one, but I don't think I will. That one fort should be enough for now. Have the diplomatic requests gone out? Nope, the game hasn't registered the diplomatic requests for some reason, so let's send them again, because the game is refusing to send out diplomatic requests properly for some reason. Or maybe they were just all executed, I don't know. So we need to grow some food, and that'll stabilise our housing. And once that's done, then we'll be ready to go into the other parts of this. And I think based on the fact that this looks rather tight, I might try to plan it out and see if I can fit it in, but if not, then so be it. Yeah, that looks too tight to be in there, so
don't worry,
what I'll do is, actually this is a good place for an elite block just in here. So this will be the elite block, and this could just be like an industry kind of area connected up to the elite block, and I'll have 2 common blocks and an elite block down here. I'll need more and more elite housing. I might need a third common block, but we'll see. Anyway, I'll let this run and I'll come back in once this is more stable. Okay, so in terms of food supply, we're not really getting that much food here. I'm going to boost the agriculture, turn off some extra industries that I've placed down, namely silk and all that, because I managed to find a place where I can just kind of line out silkworm sheds along here. I might have to use this area here for another housing block, I'm not sure, but hopefully not. But this is a good space also for another housing block. I can just kind of connect it up like so and have it separate-ish. We're making plenty of weapons, so we're making some troops, which is good. I want to get trade open with the xia-xia as soon as possible because they're the only real threat to the city, really. Once the xia-xia has been tamed, we're not going to get invaded. In fact, I don't even think there's scripted invasions in this mission, which is good. So we'll get the people in. We'll start to boost our population. I'm going to have to put down, obviously, another hemp field if we want to make money, but at the moment we're running out of cash very quickly, and it's all because of all the building that you have to do early on. We're making tons and tons of weapons from just importing steel from Pingyao, which is okay. I'll put down this palace at some point, maybe just like that, and then put down another fort somewhere. If I can find a good feng shui spot for it, that is. And yeah, so this housing hasn't evolved yet. If for some reason these inspectors towers aren't evolving either, I might have to move these over and shift some of the stuff around to try and boost the harmony. Well, not the harmony, but the improved buildings stuff, because I want to have as many improved buildings as possible in this one. Actually, so let's go ahead and do that. I'll destroy those two and place them over here. Oh, not there. Put that there. Let's just kind of spam buildings down. Does that work? That involves that one, that's okay. Actually, can I, no. That one. That evolves, okay, there we go. Put that there, and we'll put the Daoist... Oh no, wrong way around. Daoist shrine has to go near the rocks, and this can go just in there, which is fine. Okay, so we're not really getting much food. We're getting some wheat now, which is good, because I boosted up the agriculture industry, which is what we want, which will boost this. And I'll put down another cabbage field in it, later, once we start getting a need for it. I'll just put down another hemp field just here. And this space up here is another great place for even more farms if I need it, because there's no way I'm going to be building up near these rocks. There's no point. So probably another common block here, I don't know. We'll have to see. So what I'll do is I'll let this run, and I'll come back in a bit later once we started to stabilise other industries. Uh-oh, it looks as if we're going to have to fail a request to Pingyao. They're suffering a famine and I don't have millet, which is not too good. Let's put down 1, 2, 3, a millet farm just here to see if we can grow any, but I don't think we'll be able to produce any millet. This is yeah, it should be in season. So we'll stockpile millet and hope that it gets into this in time. So we'll set this to bean-curd, millet, cabbage and wheat. I don't think we'll be able to produce any millet off of this, but we'll see. And again, like in Zhongdu, I'm not going to irrigate most of this because there's no point. Chengdu, sorry, that's my mistake. I keep saying Zhongdu. I think it's just the way it sounds, really. So people are coming in, which is what we want. Just not many people, because as you can see, these buildings are evolving. Because we're not getting food, which is not too good. It's because this building is not working. So we disable the Daoist shrine, because we don't need to provide anyone with Daoism, or even Buddhism access, like so. So we'll get rid of, disable those buildings, that'll make the other buildings work. Oh, the millet season's gone out of season. Well, that's a shame. That means we won't be able to meet that request to Pingyao. I'm sorry, Pingyao, but you're just going to have to accept that we're not able to send the goods on time. Sorry. I'll try to meet it, but it'll be late. Better late than not at all. But these heights have all devolved because they don't have access to the any buildings. We'll put the wage rate up, it might help, but I don't think it will. Let's set the religion to high. That might boost these houses because they've got access to what they need. So the cabbage is coming in, which is what we want. Let's just put down a cabbage field here. so. And see if that boosts our housing a bit more. And our silk industry is probably not working at the moment, which is okay. Yeah, these weaponsmiths aren't working now because we don't have the workers. So obviously I'm going to have to try and boost this housing here. So I'll come back in once we've boosted this again. And we're ready to turn on other industries. Okay, so the loads of food is coming in now, which is good. Hemp is going to boost up as well. We'll also start making some money off of this money printer. Hopefully. The tax office doesn't have paper yet, which is not very good, but it's okay. Those problems will solve themselves because the food is about to come in, which is what we want. When the hemp harvest comes in, I'll also send off a big amount of hemp to Nuwa. I've also gone and put down a second fort. This area here is not very big, but it's a great place to put down lots of perfect harmony forts all around this bit, so just be aware of that. I'm not sure if I'll be able to trade with water trade routes. I'm going to try, obviously, because Guangzhou and Lannan are important trading routes, and I'll try to sell weapons and carved jade mostly. I'm not selling lacquerware. Silk will obviously get sold where possible. I might have to put the trading posts up here, for the trading keys for them up here, I'm not sure. They should get all the way through this bit if I remember correctly, even though there's bits of beach, which is not helpful. Okay, so we're making plenty of troops now. This palace is also going to give us the second fort, as I've said. We should start to get hemp into the city now. So once this hemp starts to come in, I'll start to give it to the gods, which is good. And yeah, I've decided this is going to be an elite block here, an elite block here, and they'll all be connected up to this, so then they'll have a central mill. Hopefully that won't be too far away from them. And they can have one single inspector keeping them both protected, the market squares that is. I'll have to build, I think, is it 215 impressive and heavenly compound? Yes, that's the target that we've got. So it's pretty hefty. So we're going to grow the 2 food types to stabilise the city on just wheat and cabbage. I'm also trying to produce silk so that I can give it to Pingyao to get them back up to agreeable, because I did send the food in time because there was no way it was going to happen. So lots of people are going to start entering the city as it starts to evolve, so we'll get many more people and they'll start turning on industries and so on. Yeah, so I'll let this run and I'll come back in once our housing is stabilised. Okay, so our housing is pretty much evolved and stabilised. I went ahead and turned on their silk industry where I put down a couple of extra farms and weavers to try and boost silk production, obviously. I've still got a very high wage rate, but we'll be able to evolve our housing a bit more because I've gone ahead and turned on this millet farm. So I'll produce some millet as well, which is what we want. I'm going to put down another farmhouse here. We're going to tell it to accept, well, not accept everything. Produce millet, and I've decided that I'll probably have the second block down this way. I'm not sure if, actually no, there's a bit of rock there. What I'll do is, since there's a couple of bits of rock there, I'll put it this way and have it connected that way instead. That'll probably be easier. In fact, that is easier because here it's a bit tight and that way it's likely to go into the wrong place. So if we do it sideways, that'll be easier. We're producing plenty of hemp and I've just realised we haven't given any to Nuwa, so let's give, no, steel. Hemp. There you go, take it Nuwa, you're now contented, which is perfect. So start producing silk, and we'll send it off, we'll sell it to Pingyao at the moment, and if we start to get a bit of an oversupply, I'll start giving it off to places like the xia-xia Empire and Guangzhou, open trade with them, and start making carved jade as well. In terms of the carved jade industry, it's going to go down this bit here, because the only monuments we have are a large palace, which can basically go anywhere. I'm not really bothered about where that goes. And there's a monument in the last mission, but it's easy enough. You've built it before. It's a repeat of the Chang'an of the Sui Dynasty. You should know which monument I'm talking about. If not, I'll let you know later. And we're producing plenty of hemp, paper. This is all just perfect, I think. So once we start to boost our food supplies, that'll be perfect. Other than the Pingyao request, there's nothing happening here. In fact, the xia-xia Empire has gone apathetic. They are building up their military, which is not too good. But it's okay because we've got plenty of military of our own. And once these 2 forts are fully stable, then that's that. And once these houses evolve a bit more, then we'll be fine. In fact, let's enable this Buddhist shrine for now. I'll have to put another hemp field up here or something, just in the mix of all these farms. Just having a line of farms out this way I think is fine. I won't need any more farms. If I need to put down more farms, there's a nice big space right here, and I can connect up this way to get to this space here, which is fine. Yeah, this is the thing I like about Zhongdu. You've got a huge space to build a massive city, and you need the space really for when you come back, but it's okay. So now we need to provide appetizing food, so we're going to set this to desire appetizing food if it's available, which we're going to get, but it's always going to get 2 food types until 3 food types are stable in the city. I think this space here is a good place for a 3rd common block that we'll need when we come back, but it's not a big issue. And there's quite a few trees around here which you could cut down with a logging shed, but other than the monument, it's only going to really be used for a little lacquerware industry. And if you really want to, you could just import the wood from Jiangling as normal. So it's not a big deal. And yeah, so again, I'm going to let this run and come back in once we started to build up our silk industry a bit and evolved our housing. Okay, so we're starting to produce quite a bit of silk now, so let's go ahead and sell it to Pingyao. We're only able to sell 12 bolts of silk to them, but that's okay, because this will be evolved a bit more and then we can send off more as needed. So we're producing plenty of silk. In fact, that's just produced enough already. I've went ahead and set up a little ceramics industry. Again, like I said before, no one buys ceramics in these these late missions, so there's no point trying to build up a massive industry. This will probably be enough for now, and if we need to, we can put down a couple more. I want to make sure that this is not blocked because there are invasion points along here which are needed for when we come back here. But I won't spoil too much about it because there's no point. So these houses now need access to ceramics, so we'll boost that. And they'll go straight up to our ornate apartment, which is exactly what we want. We'll provide Daoism coverage as well, because we'll probably need access to Ziwanmu. And once we start to... Shiwanmu, sorry, I can never say it right. And so this little ceramics industry will probably provide enough ceramics for both this and for homage, which I'll use. And yeah, so there isn't really much to do because I'm waiting for my force to build up, which will have the maximum number of troops, and that'll give us 2 shields, which will put us on rival with the xia-xia, and we won't have any issues with trade and all that. So we're not selling much silk at the moment, but we'll start selling silk just now, in fact. As you can see, importing steel and buying silk, and that's made us a bit of profit, which is what we want. And along with our money printer and the tax office, that's perfect. Yeah, so I'm going to go with this kind of block over here again later, but it's not a big deal at the moment because we don't have the money for it. And you'll see that you already have met the trading partners goal, but I want to have all the trading partners on this map. And in fact, when we come back here, we get an extra trading partner that we'll have to work towards, but I'll definitely take it because it's a really profitable one. And yeah, so we're going to produce more silk, but we need more workers because we've got a labour shortage of 100 workers at the moment. So once this housing has got access to ceramics, then we'll be fine. But this ceramics industry is not really working very well at the moment, which is okay. But I'm running out of time on this video. And ooh, Guangzhou demands silk. Well, let's try to meet that request first. Let's stop selling silk. Do we have silk? We have 10 in the city. That's not good enough. Let's stop selling silk. Bring it back. Because we need to meet that demand from Guangzhou. And how long did they give us for that? 6 months, that's not too long. I can get all the silk back and that'll be fine. So the silk tenders are going out. So let's go bring that silk back, which will allow us to meet that request. Yeah, we've got 12 now, so let's go ahead and dispatch it to Guangzhou, and there we go. And then we'll start selling more silk later. But that's just run out of time for this video. In the next video, we are going to continue building Zhongdu. I'm going to stabilize our industry. I'm going to start making far more money. I'm going to try and get the trade route with the xia-xia Empire open so we can import jade. And I'll set that industry up just down here somewhere. Yeah, along this bit here, I can just have jade carvers along this bit connected up here, and that'll be fine. Obviously, with one of these being an inspector's post. I might have to move this out a bit. I'm not sure because this might have to get moved because it's a bit in the wrong place because it's kind of jutting out into an area which is good for elite housing. But I suppose I could put the elite housing here and here, I don't know. But in the next video, you'll see what I do. Thanks for watching, see you later then, bye.